Hello everyone, welcome to this new video. In today's video, we're gonna discuss about 5 lessons I've learned through the years of being an entrepreneur. If you don't know about myself, I'm Guillaume. I've been living in Vietnam for roughly 10 years. I used to be doing e-commerce and I switched 6 to 7 years ago, offering consulting advice for SMEs who look to enter one of the fastest growing economy in the world, which is Vietnam, and we also provide sourcing services for foreign buyers and enterprises looking to leverage the opportunities in the region. If you are a new entrant and you are seeking to set up a business in the region and specifically Vietnam to serve this growing economy, either coming to distribute your own products or to offer a certain service, or on the other side to find and to build partnership with some key suppliers in the region to manufacture and to export products. Through those lessons, you'll be able to avoid some of the common pitfalls and also take decisions to succeed in the next 5 to 10 years. So before we get into the topic of this video, let me give you some background about my journey being an entrepreneur. I started roughly 10 years ago and I used to do affiliate, which means that I was building up websites and I was selling products online. It was not my product, but I was working as a middleman connecting buyers and brands. Through that journey, I learned a lot about online sales and e-commerce, which helped me to grow a steady business and sell different products in different countries at this time. Roughly 6 to 7 years ago, I decided to pivot towards a new venture that aligned better with my long-term goals. Leveraging my e-commerce background, I had been living in Vietnam already for a couple of years, and I decided to move to Asia, which brought me today into offering market entry services as well as sourcing strategies and the implementation, so being able to find suitable manufacturers in the region and taking care of the entire production control for our clients. That really brings value and fill a gap into assisting SMEs to take on and then get into the Vietnamese market. If you need any help or assistance regarding our market entry or sourcing packages, I will leave below in the description more details so you can check out how we can help you for your project. So what about the main lesson that I've been learning through the years as a foreigner doing business in Asia? Let's start by the first one, and it's about adaptability. For me, doing business abroad means navigating unspoken rules that governs and lead how people will interact with each other. Misunderstanding these norms can lead to miscommunication, missed opportunities, or even damaged relationships. And relationship is key in Asia, and that's going to be a big topic that we're going to explore after. Now, the second component obviously is because we are in a fast growing market with a lot of opportunities, but as well a lot of obstacles and pitfalls that you can fall into. And countries like Vietnam, with a rapidly growing economy, often experience shifts in regulations, market demands, and industry trends. So you need to be flexible and adaptive enough to be able to predict or to catch new opportunities along the way. Now, as a foreigner doing business in Vietnam, you will be obviously facing language and communication barriers. The idea is to equip and prepare yourself with the right network, staffing, or partners around yourself so you can make sure that when you are engaging with the business opportunities with a new company, it's gonna go the right way. Now, when you are doing business at a very young age, it can be 20, 25, this is the age where I started my first journey being an entrepreneur. You will have peers that are often way older than you. And in Asia, the hierarchy and then the respect to the older generation is very important. So being aware about those cultural nuances that may be different from your country can help you to find and then to approach the right way some key people of your industry. It can be peers or mentors who can help you along the way to get and to benefit from their relationship, their experience, all their connections. So as a key takeaway, if you want to be adaptable in Vietnam, you need to be open first, to be looking for opportunities, to observe, to engage potential relationship with some key people, and to be willing to learn. So now let me give you an example about what happened and how I managed to be more adaptable in my sourcing journey. When you look to find the best factories in Vietnam for your clients, you need to be adaptive. Why? Because if you want to approach a factory with a rigid system of documentation and negotiation, you may struggle to have suppliers that will be answering your questions, your emails, or your invitations to meet. While if you quickly realize that local suppliers here value flexibility and face-to-face interactions more than formal, then you can leverage some opportunities. And by adapting to this local preference, such as visiting factories in person and maintaining ongoing relationship beyond transaction, I was able to secure better deal and build long-term partnerships for my clients. So now I touched already a little bit this point about relationship, and in Asia particularly, relationship will be first before transaction. Unlike in many Western countries where contacts and legal frameworks dominate business dealings, trust plays a central role in Asia. People want to know who they are working with and believe in your integrity before committing to long-term partnerships. So a very interesting example that I can share about that is when my sourcing team is approaching a new factory in a totally new product category, it can be something that we've never been working on, then factories will tend to be a bit reluctant to give you favorable rates or condition because they don't feel the sense yet of mutual partnerships and benefits from both parties. So obviously when you visit them in person, when you explain them about your journey and the clientele that you are having, and also put extra effort into building and then explaining why this opportunity may be a potential for them, then you will immediately see that they will change and that they will be able to offer you better terms, better price, better condition. So this is something very important to know if you are new to do business in Asia. And then you have also in Asia and in Vietnam particularly the sense that relationship goes beyond than business. And here you see often partners who are having lunch together, or client and prospect, this is the same. There is this sense of building a relationship and going further than just having a transactional business. You will be asking about the family, you will be giving gifts, you'll be inviting clients, colleagues, or partners to lunch, to bars. So that's really something that you have to know and that are part of the norm and then the cultural aspect to do business in the region. So if you are working online, either doing e-commerce or delivery services online, most of your clientele can be, for instance, overseas, you may not see the interest of building relationship in the country that you are living. And it's probably because you don't know yet the possibilities and then where it can lead you. For my case, in sourcing, I do rely a lot on some local partners that open me doors that without those local connections you cannot open. You cannot go to any factory, knock a door and being able to meet the key representative or the CEO. With the proper relationship in place, a good network in a special industry, you can open doors that for others will remains closed. So hopefully you understand that good relationship with suppliers and partners can be important for your business. Now, what about the client relationship? And for me, that's also very important to keep it in mind. A client expects guidance, a client expects trust, transparency. That's something that you need to put at the beginning when you start to engage with a prospect. As soon as you can show them testimonial, you can spend time with them to make them realize that you are the right person to solve their problems, that for sure they will be signing with you and signing with you for years. So that's something that can be put at the beginning of any relationship, either to partners or to potential clients. Now, the third lesson that I've been learning is about investing. And then you need to invest on the right channel, the right resources, the right strategy early on when you are doing business. You need to have and allocate a certain budget so you will save time, you will leverage the opportunities fast, you will be able to test a market very efficiently, very smoothly while spending days and days about doing strategy or trying something that seems not working. You need to be able to invest as soon as possible to see what works, and as soon as you find it, you need to push in the same direction. Then the other side can be also you need to think about long term. So you need to have day-to-day strategy that will bring you to the next step. But you also need to plant some seeds that will pay off in months or in years. Let me take you an example. Building a YouTube channel will take you years. But if you start to do regularly contents, it can be one video per week. It can be releasing one piece of article per week with the right resources that can be allocated to someone or yourself. You can get 1 to 2 hours per week to focus on a certain task. Then after 1 year, you're going to have a domino effect to all of those single pieces of content or video that has been shared online. And then of course, you will get the result, but the result will pay off in a couple of months or a couple of years. So you need to be also willing to wait that time and then to put from the beginning the right effort that won't be only for short term, but also for long term. Now, as soon as you find the right product or the right services, you need to be able to delegate, right? Let's say you find what they call in startup the product market fit. Then you need to allocate certain resources with consistency, and then weeks after week they will be pushing in the right direction. By doing it enough, you'll be able to have steady and then long-lasting results. So that's very important to be aware, to hire early on to be able to help you to grow your business. And the tricky aspect is to find the right balance between risk and reward, because not all the investment that we'll be putting on will pay off right after. But smart investment on the long run with a careful market research and planning have the potential to provide you long-term growth. Also, building a team that can enhance your digital presence or expanding into new markets might feel risky first, but by calculating those risks carefully, it can bring you significant rewards. Now, the fourth challenge is about thinking long-term while implementing short-term actions. You need to have a roadmap, you need to have a clear vision and a clear path about where you go, but at the same time, you need to be flexible enough to be able to catch opportunities along the way. Sometimes your initial idea is not right and you need to tweak a little bit. You can be tweaking the service, tweaking the avatar or customer that you are targeting, or tweaking your price as well. So you need to be able to have this and to equip yourself to be able to balance between short-term wins and the long-term vision that is sustainable. While immediate successes are vital for maintaining cash flow and morale, you need to focus on the long-term planning, which requires strategic planning, reinvestment, and patience to build a foundation that can be healthy to capitalize for long-term opportunities. Let me take you an example. If you take a client and then you provide them a free service, or you discount your service 50%, then of course it will be hard, right? Because you may not be paid or just earn a little bit. But what about the feedback you get? You get testimonial feedback. You can get a feedback from a user, from an actual person that's going to use your service and that can talk to peers, to people just like him. And then you can also see that you fit with a certain price and then you're able to answer a certain market audience with the right product. And you can keep your long-term vision into aiming to sell one day a very premium services to a group of people that are going to be hard to reach. But you need to start with what you have at the moment, and you need to start with customers and with a product that fits this audience. But at the same time, without a clear direction, short-term actions may scatter your efforts. So you need to have the right vision and then put all the roadmap in place to know where you are going. Now, how to implement this the right way? Then you need to start small, and then you need to start with something that for you is achievable. You need to start, test, and then after reiterate. So you need to reinvest the profit that you get, grow the team, get a product that is better, a service that is better, and then just iterate like this. And while doing that, you will need to learn from your market. You need to get feedback from your actual clients and improve your service or your product. By doing so, you will have an iterative loop that is healthy, that will bring revenue to your company and help to build a service that matches with what your audience and clients are looking for. Now, the fifth and last lesson that I want to share, especially for entrepreneurs who are going to countries that are developing markets. I'm talking about emerging markets such like Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, or the same in South America. If you come to this place, that's great because the economy is growing. Most of the time, the cost of living is lower than what you have in your country, but it can also bring drawback to yourself. And on the lifestyle aspect, that's amazing because most of the time you can live in the country with a way lower cost of living, so you can access and do things that you may not do in your home country and create memorable moments. The downside is that because around you, you may not have the peers that will be able to push you up. You may be alone, right? You may handle your business by yourself. You have less motivations, less goals. You won't be able to push boundaries anymore. And over time, this lack of challenge can lead to boredom or even dissatisfaction. And as you will be living far from your home country, you may also start to feel stagnation in skills or growth. And that's something that you need to foresee if that is happening, because that may lead you to potential problems. You may face challenges and difficulties along the way. And actually, challenges, from my own observation, is a good thing. It's good to be challenged. It's good to be pushed out of your comfort zone. It's good to face those moments where you don't know, because your body and then your mind just gonna react in a certain way to implement your actions, to be creative, to be able to find solutions. So this way, that's very good, and that's a very good way to push yourself to try to go to the next milestone. For instance, tackling your problems, entering unfamiliar market, or scaling your business overseas can give you a sense of purpose that is needed for long-term fulfillment. And even if your business is running well, setting higher targets such as growing market share or creating a new product or entering to a new industry can really stimulate yourself, make you enjoy the journey, not the destination. Now, to be able to last for the long run, you need to really put brakes into your journey. You need to take time to breathe. You need to take time to think. You need to take time to be fully dedicated for your business. You need to find the right balance and then the right lifestyle to be able to fit with that journey of being an entrepreneur. While challenges are important, burnouts are also a real risk, and especially if you are living overseas, it's not good to go in that direction. Scheduling breaks, holidays, and hobbies ensure that you won't be overwhelming yourself. Now, talking about bringing growth and challenges in your business don't mean that you have to do everything yourself. You need to bring a strong team to take responsibilities where you can focus on strategic challenges. Periodically, you can assess whether you are growing personally and professionally and adjust your goals to ensure that you are challenged but not overwhelmed. I hope through my video you get some new ideas if you are looking to start a business in the region. If you need any help, any assistance, either on the market entry aspect or the sourcing, please feel free to reach us out. I will leave below in the description all details about our product and services. It was a video a bit different than what I used to do, and if you enjoy it, drop us a like and leave us a comment. Thanks for watching, and I see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Down and I'ma get it right, then I'll sight like